Are you ready to take your business to the next level? Welcome to the Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit.
Hello and welcome to the May 2025 Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit, where innovative business owners and industry leaders come together to share insights and their strategies and some success stories. This online event is designed for entrepreneurs who are eager to learn, connect and grow their businesses. Whether you're a seasoned entrepreneur or just starting out, this summit offers a wealth of knowledge from experts across various industries. Gain actionable strategies, discover the latest business trends, and learn how to overcome challenges in today's dynamic marketplace. My next guest is Ange Dion. And Ange, having just arrived back in Australia, and I'll talk to her a little bit later about that, is going to be sharing with us understanding our health and safety responsibilities and what every business owner needs to know regarding safety in their business. Now, Ange is a dedicated safety consultant and a passionate advocate of promoting safety culture in any organisation. With over 19 years of experience, Ange has gained extensive knowledge working in various Tier 1 projects in the HVAC, construction, tunnelling and manufacturing industries, providing a proactive approach to safety management. Her expertise in the field has led her to keynote speaking and training engagements in Sydney, Melbourne, Gold Coast and Malaysia, where she shares her insights on various safety-related topics. Her passion for creating safer workplaces and empowering businesses shines through in her work. Ange is available for speaking opportunities about safety culture, aiming to reach and inspire a wider audience with her valuable knowledge and expertise. Ange, thank you so much for joining me today. It is such a great pleasure to meet you.
Rose, lovely to be with you today. Thank you for the opportunity to speak on your podcasting show. It's amazing. I've watched some of your work and it's like, wow. And congratulations, I believe, radio show recently too.
Yes, I've been up to my 8th episode. I think I started in March. So it's just not a rehash, but episodes archived from my podcast brought up on the radio show.
Nice, well done.
Thank you.
And,
so tell me a little bit about why is health and safety so important? I mean, we all know why it's important, but I'd like your take on it.
Well, it's mandated by law, and I suppose it's just like speeding. There's a limit, and whether you choose to do it or not is a different story. So it's along the same lines. People need to consider that, if you're running a business, it affects you, and you have to have certain safety systems in place. So law says that if you've got an ABN number and a company name or a sole trader, you have responsibilities to make sure you put safety systems in place and ensure that everything you do is done safely. And of course, when people come to visit you or you go out to site, you've got to make sure that you're keeping safe at all times. So the responsibility is there. It's just a matter of if people are going to follow through and do it.
Yeah, absolutely. And, we have heard over years and years and years of how businesses, don't follow the rules. They don't have safety systems in place. Some, there was one recently where an apprentice died on the first day on the job because, he hadn't been trained in using a particular piece of equipment, but he was expected to know how to use it without any training. So there's the similar things that I know that are legislated as a past workplace and healthy safety officer. So I do know about the law, but there are a lot of people who don't know about learning how to implement effective systems and to identify the mitigating risks in the workplace.
Absolutely. And that's where we come in. That's where I come in. Pretty much I'm a simple solution, or I look at speaking simply to people that do the groundwork. See, once you read the legislation, sometimes you get stuck in between all the paperwork. You think, oh, what does that mean? Or people will often buy a system and then they get stuck and they go, I bought it, I looked at it, couldn't understand it, and I put it in the too hard basket. So I'll go in and have a chat to them and I'll say, look, have you got something in place? Do you have something? Sometimes it's something simple, or sometimes they've got nothing at all. We'll implement it by having a look at what they're doing and map the documents to their procedures and what they're doing, or their skill sets. And then we write up the documents accompanying that, and then we train them so that they know what to do in the future. So it's not just when we walk away, because sometimes we walk away and we never see the client again. And sometimes we stay on with the client and continue to do the work with them. But ideally, we want to be able to explain to people what they need to do and make sure that they continue doing it afterwards.
Yeah, and having those effective systems is really important, and there are some just basic ones that everyone should be aware of, but there are things like safe use of chemicals. There's things like, and there are certain things that you need to purchase to be able to run your business, and so you need to know that you'll have those systems in place. Where can people go to find those systems?
SafeWorks website is pretty simple to use, and there's a SafeWork New South Wales website. We'll refer to New South Wales because I am currently sitting in New South Wales. However, there's SafeWork Tasmania and SafeWork Victoria, SafeWork Queensland. Everybody has a portal, and it's easy to use. It's got all the documents in there, and there's a lot of free templates, so they can access that if they want to. Sometimes people don't go and get it, or they'll go and buy some stuff from a company called Safety Culture or Site Docs. They'll buy a full system, they'll outlay some money, and then they don't know what to do with it once they've got it. So we start basic. I always say to people, go to SafeWorks website in your state, and if you can't figure it out, please give us a call. We're happy to go through it with you. I have a safety tool that we use. It's on our website. That's pretty much a copy of what SafeWork publishes, and it's got what they should be putting in place. And you should be able to go through that document by yourself. And it says, have you got company policies in place? Have you got any procedures? Do you have any training for your staff? Well, it's all pretty simple English so people can follow, whether they're a tradie or whether they're an office person or whether they're in the construction industry. Anywhere any business you run, whether it's medical. Sometimes people say, oh, we're just in a medical practice. It doesn't apply to us. Safety applies to every business operator, right down to the small business owner working from home.
Absolutely. No, I totally agree with you. I think safety is everyone's problem. It's not just the business owner, it's the employees as well. Safety is paramount to everybody. It includes everybody. It's all encompassing. Now, what are some legislation and penalties that can ensue, because a lot of people don't understand the laws and the regulations that are governed, and sometimes they're quite hard to navigate.
Okay. Well, we'll keep it simple. If you open a business and don't have company policies in place, you could get a penalty on the spot if a safe work inspector turned up. If you don't have a return to work program in place so that you can ensure that if someone's injured, there should be a procedure. And if you don't have that in place, then people could come through, and if an inspector turns up or you get audited, and you haven't got these things in place, there are on-the-spot penalties. Now, these penalties can range from about $3,000 and go up to $250,000. Now, if somebody falls off a roof and there's death, mandated at the moment by law, the director could end up in jail. So it's not just a number, it's now going jail time as well.
Yeah, I know they've really strengthened up the legislation and penalties, as they should, because employers have been allowed to get away with too much for too long, I believe. And conversely, employees have not taken the laws and systems seriously, and and have caused harm for others. So, what as an employee, what are their responsibilities?
Their responsibilities are to make sure that they follow the company's processes, first and foremost. They're to ensure the health and safety of themselves first and foremost, and to make sure that they don't do anything that they do is not going to affect somebody else as well. So sometimes we get, some funny people who think, oh, we're just going to swing off the side of a scaffold, or we're going to, jump outside of a scissor lift. And we go, hang on, what are you doing? Because you don't realize that you're mucking around for a split second, but you could actually tip a scaffold, or if something's not right, or you could fall off the side of the scissor lift and injure yourself, and then you could fall down on somebody who's walking past beneath it. So ideally, they're supposed to take care of themselves first, and whatever they're doing, not to hurt anybody else around them, and to follow company policies and procedures.
Yeah, it's really important, and other responsibilities too. I mean, obviously looking after themselves first is right, but making, as you say, not making sure that they're not doing those silly things and showing off and you've I don't know whether you've seen them, but there are videos online about people doing stunts with heavy duty equipment and ridiculous things and that could be harmful to someone.
Absolutely.
So what other things would you advocate that businesses do, Ange?
They can have complimentary audit where we check, or they can get online and grab the safety toolkit, easy to do toolkit, where they go through the processes and see if they've got systems in place or if they're currently doing something. So, for example, one of the legislated requirements in a business is that you should be communicating with your staff, consultation. So are people having meetings? Are they having management meetings? Are they having staff meetings? And are their meetings documented? People might say, oh, yeah, we do. We have an informal chat. Well, make it a formal one where it's documented so you can put something in writing. We normally hold like a toolbox meeting. Toolbox barbecue is usually fantastic. We have a barbecue on a Friday afternoon where the boys sit around the barbecue, and girls, because we've got a few tradies coming in to the female at the moment. And we have a barbecue. We host a barbecue. We give them information regarding safety or current updates in the legislation. We discuss training requirements. Does anybody need to be trained in something, or do we need to do refresher training? We then open up the forum on mental health and say, is anybody going through anything at the moment that they'd like to bring to the table? Or do you want to speak to somebody in confidence? Because mental health is huge at the moment, and we have to have mental wellness in businesses. And then we make sure it's all signed off by everybody who's attended. And that's a informal chat over a barbecue where it's documented and we've had a consultation process completed.
Yeah, we used to have toolkit meetings as well, and they're really, really valuable because you can, refine those processes within the workplace that aren't working so well, or, conversely, you can, complement the ones that are working well and that people are getting a lot of benefit from. And as a consultant and a speaker and trainer, what things can you offer our audience today to, get them up to scratch?
Complimentary audit. We always start with, what have you got? Have you got? Because it's the biggest question I ask. Have you got? And usually, no, I've got nothing, or yes, I've got something, or I bought something years ago and I don't know if it's current. We'll have a look at it for you, review, and then fill in the gaps if possible, or give you some advice on where to move from there and how to get around your systems.
Wonderful. And you have been to Malaysia. How are their safety systems different than ours?
The standards are international at the moment. So used to be the Australian Health and Safety Standards for Health and Safety has now become an international standard. So whatever we've got here, they're doing overseas. So there's no difference at the moment. When I was there back then, it was different. They had different standards, and the Australian ones were pretty close to what the international standard was, but it's all changed now. So it should be streamlined. But what we're doing here, they're doing over there. Right,
that's interesting to know. Yeah, I didn't realise that was happening, but I've been out of it for a long time. So what about some speaking opportunities? How can people get in touch with you? I can see that you've got it on your background there, but
they can contact us through Facebook, LinkedIn and Instagram, depending on which platform they like to sit on. Some people contact us through TikTok. It just depends on which businesses they're at. My phone number's there, contacts available everywhere. We're pretty much online social presence, thanks to my beautiful assistant, is everywhere. Like, I keep getting told that I'm all over the place. Through any network portal, through yourself if they like, or through the group podcasting page on Facebook if they wish. All they've got to do is just tag us or give us a phone call, and we're happy to support.
Right. And do you have a podcast, Ange?
I don't. It's not.
You should have one.
I keep getting told that, but then I keep thinking, how much am I going to talk about, and what am I going to talk about? So I'll leave that to the experts.
Okay. I'm sure that people would love to learn about OC health and safety.
It's the I always say to people, it's the most boring topic, and it's the subject they don't talk about until it's too late.
Yeah, it's unfortunate though, isn't it, that people don't talk about it till it's too late. Someone's been injured or or more serious, and they could have done something in the meantime to do something, and perhaps there should be a podcast about that, and people can find out hints and tips and other related topics to do with that, and get people to come in and share a story. That would be an ideal thing.
I'll put it on the to-do list.
Good on you. Is there anything else you'd like to share with our audience today, Ange?
No, I just like I said, business operators need to know that whether they're a sole trader, and this is the biggest problem we get. I think the people think, oh, it's just me in the business. I don't need all this stuff. Whether you're a one person, whether you're a team, company, corporation, and any business or whatsoever, you have to have safety systems in place. So
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest message we try to get across is that doesn't matter if you're a one-man band or one person sole trader, you have to have certain things in place irrespective.
Right. You can reach out to Ange on Facebook at Ange Dion Consulting, on LinkedIn and Ange-Dion, and on her website at angedionconsulting.com. And she would like to promote something on her website.
Well, we have a easy to do toolkit, just so that you don't get because if you get into the website on Safe Work and you download that, then you get 36 odd pages. So this way you've got a simple version where you can take it. It's a tick sheet and run through your business systems yourself. Otherwise, please reach out and we're happy to support you.
Wonderful. All right. You've got her details and you can see them in the background. Admin at angedion.com, and obviously her website, and her phone number is there as well. Ange, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me here today. And I look forward to conversing with you sometime in the future.
Looking forward to it. Have a fantastic afternoon.
You too. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us at the Talking with the Experts Online Business Summit with your host, Rose Davidson. We hope you found the insights and strategies shared by our esteemed presenter valuable. Remember, your journey to success doesn't end here. Keep applying what you've learned, stay connected with our community, and continue to push the boundaries of your business. Until next time, keep thriving and striving for excellence. Goodbye, and see you at our next summit.